In the darkest corners of the internet, a dangerous phenomenon lurks, waiting to ensnare the unwary. This isn't your typical online game or trending dance challenge, it's something far more chilling. Something that promises a thrill that's a little less ordinary, a little more paranormal. In the past few years, there's been a steep rise in the popularity of these so-called viral paranormal challenges. They're popping up on every platform, from the short-form videos of TikTok to the longer, more immersive experiences on YouTube. And they're not just a flash in the pan, they're enduring, growing, and attracting more and more daredevils with each passing day. But what is it about these challenges that draws people in like moths to a flame? Is it simply the thrill of the unknown, the adrenaline rush that comes with fear, or is it something more, a desire to push the boundaries of what we know, to question the nature of reality itself? Let's take a moment to think about some of the most popular challenges that have captured the internet's collective imagination. There's the infamous Charlie Charlie challenge, a simple yet unnerving game that allegedly contacts a Mexican spirit. Then there's Bloody Mary, a challenge rooted in folklore that has terrified generations. And who could forget the Midnight Game, a ritual said to summon a malevolent entity if performed correctly. These challenges and many others like them promise an encounter with the supernatural, an experience that goes beyond the mundane. They offer a glimpse into a world that's usually hidden from our view, a world that lies just beyond the edge of our perception. But it's not all fun and games. There's a darker side to these challenges, a side that's often overlooked in the pursuit of thrills and chills. What happens when the lines between reality and the supernatural begin to blur, when the digital realm of the internet crosses over into the tangible world? But what happens when the screen goes dark, and you're left alone with the unknown? The thrill of the unknown, the allure of the forbidden, these viral challenges pull us in, but at what cost? Let's delve into the abyss of the viral paranormal challenges, starting with the notorious Charlie Charlie challenge. It's a seemingly innocuous game where you balance two pencils on a paper grid, labeled with the words, yes and no. The participants then summon an alleged Mexican spirit named Charlie by asking, "Charlie, Charlie, are you here?" If the pencils move, it's believed that Charlie is present and ready to answer your questions. The allure of this game? A chance to converse with a spirit from the other world, right in the comfort of your home. Yet, there's another even more chilling challenge that's been making rounds on the internet. The Midnight Game. This game, rooted in an old pagan ritual, is played exactly at midnight. The participants write their full names on a piece of paper, prick their fingers to draw blood, and place the paper in front of a wooden door. They then knock on the door 22 times with the final knock landing exactly at midnight. The door is opened, blown out candle in hand, and then closed, supposedly inviting the Midnight Man into your home. The goal? Survive until 3:33 a.m. without encountering the Midnight Man. The thrill here lies in the adrenaline rush of surviving the night, playing a risky game with a paranormal entity. These games, despite their eerie and spine-chilling nature, have gained massive popularity worldwide. What draws people to them? Is it the human curiosity for the supernatural? Or is it the adrenaline rush that comes with playing with danger? These games offer an enticing mix of fear and fascination, a cocktail that's hard to resist for thrill seekers. But what happens when the game is over and the consequences begin? Once the dice is rolled, there's no turning back. The consequences, however, are not always what they seem. This is where the true cost of these viral paranormal challenges begins to surface, not in the realm of the supernatural, but in the very real world of our minds. When we willingly step into the realm of the unknown, our brains are hardwired to respond with a rush of adrenaline, heightening our senses and putting us on high alert. It's the fight or flight response, a survival mechanism from our caveman days. But what happens when the danger isn't a saber-toothed tiger, but a spooky challenge played out in the dim light of our bedrooms? The psychological effects can be profound. Fear, anxiety, and paranoia can creep in, as the lines between the game and reality become blurred. This is not merely speculation. There are countless stories of people who have had negative experiences after participating in these challenges. Take the story of a young woman from Michigan who, after playing a popular paranormal challenge, reported a lingering sense of unease, a feeling of being watched. She struggled to sleep, her dreams invaded by shadowy figures. Or the young man in South Carolina who, following a dare to summon a ghost, found himself plagued by anxiety and panic attacks. These effects can linger, creating a cycle of fear that feeds on itself. The more afraid you become, the more your mind sees danger, even where none exists. The result? A self-sustaining echo chamber of terror. So what's really happening here? Are these individuals encountering malevolent forces from beyond our world? Or are they victims of their own minds, their fears magnified by the power of suggestion? It's a question that has no easy answers. But one thing is clear: when we dabble in the unknown, we must be prepared to face not just the potential supernatural consequences, but the very real psychological ones. So, are we playing with forces beyond our understanding, or is it all in our heads? In the world of science, there's no room for the unexplained. Everything has a logical explanation. When we delve into the realm of these paranormal challenges, we must consider the scientific perspective. The field of science concerns itself with observable facts and testable predictions. If something can't be measured or tested, it's usually not considered scientifically valid. So let's discuss these challenges from a scientific standpoint. Many researchers believe that our minds play a significant role in these experiences. Psychological factors such as our beliefs, expectations, and emotions can trick us into perceiving things that aren't really there. This is known as pareidolia, a phenomenon where the brain interprets random stimuli as significant or familiar. So when you're playing a spooky game in the dead of night, your brain might be more likely to interpret random noises as ghostly whispers. Another important concept to understand is the placebo effect. This is when someone experiences a perceived improvement in health or well-being due to their belief in the effectiveness of a treatment, even if that treatment is inactive or non-existent. In the context of paranormal challenges, the belief that you are interacting with the supernatural might create real sensations and experiences. Then there's the power of suggestion. It's a potent tool that can influence our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. If someone tells you that you'll see a ghost when you play a certain game, you're more likely to perceive something that aligns with that suggestion. This can lead to a genuine feeling of fear and unease, even if there's no actual paranormal activity involved. In conclusion, our brains are intricate and powerful entities. They can conjure up sights, sounds, and sensations that seem very real, even when they're not. This doesn't necessarily debunk the existence of the paranormal, but it does provide a scientific explanation for many of the experiences people have during these challenges. So, is it all just a mind game, or is there something more? In the end, the real question isn't whether these challenges are real or not, but rather, why we're so drawn to them. It's a well-known fact that humans are creatures of curiosity. We're drawn to the unknown like moths to a flame, and the paranormal represents one of the final frontiers of the unexplored. It's a spectral realm that dances tantalizingly at the edges of our understanding, forever just out of reach. It's a mystery that invites us in, promising to reveal secrets that are hidden from the ordinary world. This allure of the unknown is a driving force behind our fascination with the paranormal. It's the same itch that sends explorers to the deepest oceans and the farthest stars. It's the thrill of discovery, the joy of venturing into the unknown, and the lure of potentially uncovering something that has never been seen before. However, this fascination comes with its own set of risks. The thrill of the unknown can easily morph into fear, as the unknown can be unpredictable and potentially dangerous. And yet, many of us willingly take on these risks. We participate in these paranormal challenges, knowing full well that we're stepping into uncharted territory. Why do we do it? Perhaps it's because these challenges offer an escape from the mundanity of everyday life. They provide a break from reality, a chance to step into a world where anything is possible. Or perhaps it's because these challenges provide a sense of adrenaline, a rush of excitement that cannot be found elsewhere. But it's also worth considering that these challenges force us to confront our own fears. They push us out of our comfort zones, making us face the unknown head-on. In doing so, they provide an opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. In the end, the biggest challenge isn't facing the paranormal, it's facing our own fears. And that, perhaps, is the most terrifying game of all.